Have you ever felt your peace shattered by someone's harsh words or negative energy? It could be an unkind comment, a dismissive gesture, or a criticism that sticks with you long after it's been said. Toxic encounters like these can linger in your mind, pulling you into an emotional storm that disrupts your focus, mood, and even your confidence. But what if I told you there's a way to rise above all this, to face these moments with clarity, strength, and unshakable inner peace? The answer lies in the timeless wisdom of Stoicism, a philosophy that teaches us to control our reactions and build a fortress of resilience within ourselves. Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor and a Stoic philosopher, once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This is the heart of Stoic wisdom, the understanding that while you can't control the actions of toxic people, you can master your response to them. In this video, we're going to explore 11 powerful principles rooted in Stoic philosophy to help you navigate toxic relationships and interactions. From setting boundaries and cultivating emotional stability to mastering the art of detachment, you'll learn how to transform negative experiences into opportunities for growth and self-mastery. Get ready to take control of your emotional landscape, protect your peace, and build an unshakable foundation of strength, no matter what chaos surrounds you. The journey starts here. Number 1. Self-awareness, knowing when to dodge the blow. Life often places us in situations where someone's words or actions strike a nerve. Toxic people can feel like they're everywhere, spreading negativity, poking at our insecurities, and disrupting our peace. But here's the truth: they can only affect us if we allow it. The first step in navigating these interactions is self-awareness, the ability to understand yourself, your emotions, and your boundaries so well that you know exactly when and how to sidestep negativity. Imagine a master fencer in the middle of a duel. Their skill isn't just in striking, but in knowing when to dodge, conserving their energy, and waiting for the right moment to act. Similarly, self-awareness gives you the clarity to avoid unnecessary battles and protect your emotional space. When a toxic person lashes out, visualize yourself gracefully stepping aside, not absorbing their blow, but letting it pass without leaving a mark. This practice isn't about weakness or avoidance. It's about strength and strategy. Self-awareness means recognizing your triggers, understanding why certain behaviors bother you, and choosing to respond thoughtfully instead of reacting impulsively. It's like learning to avoid smoke when you're allergic to it. You don't blame the smoke for existing. You just ensure you're not standing in its path. When you feel your peace being disrupted, pause and ask yourself, why am I reacting this way? Is it worth my energy? These moments of reflection build resilience, allowing you to protect your emotional well-being. Toxic behavior isn't about you. It reflects the inner struggles and insecurities of the other person. By not taking it personally, you keep their negativity from dictating your mood or self-worth. Over time, self-awareness becomes second nature. You'll find yourself naturally avoiding situations or people that drain you, much like sidestepping a puddle on the sidewalk. You can acknowledge negativity without letting it take root in your mind. The Stoics believed in focusing on what you can control, and your response to toxic people is entirely within your power. Through self-awareness, you become the gatekeeper of your emotional energy, investing it only in what nourishes your growth and happiness. This isn't just a tool for dealing with difficult people, it's a way to master your inner world, ensuring that your peace remains unshaken, no matter the chaos around you. Number 2. Forgiveness and memory. Navigating through stars and black holes. Life is like the night sky, a mix of light and darkness. The stars represent the people who uplift you, those who shine brightly with kindness, understanding, and positivity. But among the stars, there are also black holes. These are the toxic people who drain your energy, pulling you into their negativity like a gravitational force. The question is, how do you navigate this cosmic dance without being sucked into their orbit? The answer lies in forgiveness and memory. These two powerful tools help you rise above toxicity while ensuring you learn from it. Forgiveness is like the fuel for your spaceship, propelling you forward by letting go of the emotional weight of grudges and resentment. Holding on to anger doesn't hurt the toxic person. It hurts you, consuming your peace and mental clarity. Forgiveness is not about excusing someone's bad behavior. It's about freeing yourself from its grip. On the other hand, memory acts as your navigational system. It allows you to learn from past encounters, helping you identify patterns and avoid falling into the same traps. Memory doesn't mean dwelling on the pain. It means gaining wisdom from your experiences. Think of it as using the lessons of the past to chart a better path for the future. Imagine encountering someone who constantly criticizes or undermines you. Forgiveness enables you to release the bitterness that might otherwise linger in your heart, but memory ensures that you approach future interactions with caution, setting boundaries to protect your emotional well-being. Together, forgiveness and memory create a balance that helps you move forward without carrying unnecessary emotional baggage. The Stoics often emphasized the importance of accepting the world as it is, not as we wish it to be. Toxic people exist, and their actions may hurt us. But we have the choice to either let those wounds fester or heal them through forgiveness. Forgiveness is not a sign of weakness. It's an act of inner strength that liberates you from the negativity others try to impose. At the same time, memory empowers you to take control of your future. By remembering how toxic people operate, you can anticipate their behavior and prepare yourself. This doesn't mean living in fear or cynicism. It means approaching life with clarity and wisdom, ensuring you don't allow the same mistakes or people to harm you again. Navigating toxic relationships is a delicate balance, much like steering through stars and black holes. Forgiveness keeps you light enough to soar, while memory keeps you grounded and aware. Together, they form the perfect combination for handling the challenges of life without losing your peace. The next time you encounter a black hole, remember, forgive for your own sake and let memory guide you. This way, you can navigate the cosmos of relationships without being pulled into negativity, keeping your light shining as brightly as the stars. Number 3, emotional stability, standing firm like a mountain. Imagine walking through a dense fog where every step feels uncertain. Toxic people often create this kind of haze, clouding your thoughts and making it hard to stay focused. But what if you could stand firm, unmoved by the chaos, like a mountain weathering a storm? That's the power of emotional stability, a strength cultivated through awareness, discipline, and the wisdom of Stoic principles. Think of a mountain. No matter how fiercely the winds blow or how heavy the rain falls, it remains steadfast, its roots go deep, and its foundation is unshakable. Emotional stability is just like this, a calm inner strength that allows you to face toxicity without losing yourself. When someone tests your patience, criticizes you unfairly, or tries to drag you into their negativity, your first instinct might be to react. But emotional stability teaches you to pause. Instead of engaging in the drama, you center yourself in your inner calm. You observe the situation like an outsider, asking, "Does this deserve my energy?" This moment of stillness is where your strength lies. It allows you to act with clarity rather than reacting impulsively. The Stoics believed in controlling what you can and letting go of what you cannot. Toxic people often thrive on creating emotional chaos, but when you refuse to let their behavior affect you, you take away their power. Emotional stability isn't about suppressing your emotions, it's about understanding and mastering them. Practicing mindfulness can help you strengthen this foundation. When you feel a wave of frustration or anger rising, pause and take a deep breath. Acknowledge the feeling without judgment, and then let it pass, like a cloud drifting across the sky. Emotions are temporary. They don't define you unless you let them. By observing your emotions instead of becoming consumed by them, you maintain control over your inner landscape. Another key to emotional stability is detachment. Detachment doesn't mean you stop caring, it means you stop attaching your peace to external circumstances. Whether someone praises you or criticizes you, your sense of self remains rooted in your values, not in the opinions of others. This allows you to navigate toxic interactions without being pulled into their emotional storms. Imagine toxic people as waves crashing against a rock. The rock doesn't fight back. It doesn't try to stop the waves. It simply exists, unshaken, allowing the water to flow around it. You can embody this same resilience by cultivating emotional stability. Over time, as you strengthen this skill, you'll notice a profound shift in how you handle challenges. Situations that once triggered you will no longer hold the same power. Toxic comments or actions will feel like background noise rather than personal attacks. Your peace will remain intact, like the calm center of a hurricane, no matter how chaotic the external world becomes. In a world filled with unpredictable interactions, emotional stability is your anchor. It allows you to stand firm like a mountain, unaffected by the storms around you. By mastering this skill, you reclaim your power and protect your peace, ensuring that no negativity can disrupt your inner calm. Number 4. Setting boundaries, protecting your masterpiece. Every day your life is like a canvas, and every interaction is a brushstroke. Some strokes add vibrant colors, uplifting your mood and enhancing your masterpiece. Others, left by toxic people, bring heavy, dark shades that threaten to overshadow your work. To ensure your masterpiece remains intact, you must learn the art of setting boundaries. The Stoics were masters of their own minds, not by avoiding adversity, but by strengthening their inner resolve. They understood that not every opinion, critique, or energy deserved their attention. Similarly, setting boundaries is not about building walls that shut the world out. It's about creating gates that you control, deciding who and what is allowed to enter. Think of your energy as a precious resource, like gold. Every conversation, interaction, or reaction you engage in spends some of that resource. Would you willingly give it to someone who depletes you, or would you rather invest it in those who support and inspire you? By setting boundaries, you ensure that your energy is spent wisely, fueling your growth rather than being drained by negativity. Setting boundaries requires self-awareness and courage. It means understanding your limits and respecting them enough to enforce them. For example, if a colleague constantly criticizes you in a way that feels toxic, setting a boundary could mean calmly but firmly addressing the behavior. I value constructive feedback, but I don't accept unnecessary negativity. Let's keep our conversations respectful. This doesn't make you rude or confrontational, it shows self-respect. However, boundaries are not just about words, they are about actions. If someone repeatedly ignores your limits, it's a signal to reevaluate their place in your life. This could mean limiting your exposure to them, whether by avoiding unnecessary interactions or even stepping away entirely. Boundaries protect your peace, but enforcing them is what makes them effective. Some people may resist or even test your boundaries. They might accuse you of being selfish or distant. But remember, setting boundaries is not about pleasing others. it's about preserving your emotional well-being. The Stoics taught us to focus on what we can control, and your boundaries are entirely within your power. Boundaries also extend beyond people to habits and environments. Ask yourself, are you allowing negative media, endless scrolling, or unhealthy routines to consume your time and energy? Setting boundaries with yourself, such as limiting time on social media or saying no to unnecessary commitments, ensures that you protect your focus and maintain balance. Ultimately, setting boundaries is like framing your masterpiece. Without a frame, the painting is vulnerable to damage, its edges exposed. But with a frame, the artwork is preserved, its beauty protected from external harm. Similarly, your boundaries create a framework that safeguards your peace and allows your life to flourish. Remember, setting boundaries is not an act of arrogance or isolation. It's an act of self-love and wisdom. It's your way of saying, my peace is valuable and I will protect it. By mastering this skill, you ensure that your masterpiece remains vibrant and untarnished, no matter what chaos surrounds you. Number 5. Energy intelligence, mastering your inner weather. Have you ever been around someone whose presence feels like a storm, turning your sunny day into a whirlwind of negativity? Toxic people often bring with them waves of drama, criticism, or tension that can throw you off balance. Navigating these turbulent interactions requires a skill called energy intelligence, the ability to understand, protect, and manage your emotional energy like a valuable resource. Think of your energy as your personal weather system. Just as a city prepares for storms by building strong foundations and creating drainage systems, you can protect your inner weather by cultivating energy intelligence. This starts with recognizing the impact that people and situations have on your emotional state. Toxic individuals can act like emotional thieves, draining your energy with their negativity. But here's the key: you don't have to give them the power to disrupt your peace. When you encounter someone who tries to pull you into their chaos, pause and ask yourself, is this worth my energy? Often the answer will be no. Energy intelligence is not about avoiding conflict or difficult conversations. It's about mastering how you respond. For example, when someone tries to provoke you with criticism or anger, instead of reacting emotionally, you can choose to remain calm. This doesn't mean suppressing your feelings. It means observing them, taking a deep breath, and deciding whether the situation deserves your attention. The Stoics taught that we cannot control the actions of others, but we can control our responses. This principle is the foundation of energy intelligence. You can't stop someone from being negative, but you can refuse to absorb their negativity. Think of it like an umbrella during a rainstorm. The rain may fall, but it doesn't have to soak you. Another aspect of energy intelligence is knowing when to engage and when to step back. Not every battle is worth fighting, and not every conversation requires your input. Choosing to disengage from unproductive arguments or toxic exchanges is not a sign of weakness. It's a demonstration of wisdom and self-respect. Energy intelligence also involves nurturing and replenishing your emotional reserves. Just as a battery needs to be recharged, so does your energy. Spend time with people who uplift and inspire you. Engage in activities that bring you joy and peace, whether it's prayer, exercise, meditation, or simply spending time in nature. These practices fortify your emotional well-being, ensuring you have the strength to handle challenges when they arise. Picture yourself as a deeply rooted tree. When a storm passes, the branches may sway, but the roots remain strong. Toxic people and situations might shake you momentarily, but with energy intelligence, you stay grounded. You bend without breaking, allowing the storm to pass while preserving your inner calm. Ultimately, mastering your inner weather means reclaiming your power. Toxic influences will always exist, but they don't have to control you. By developing energy intelligence, you create an emotional shield, ensuring that your peace and well-being remain intact no matter what storms come your way. Number 6. Focus on goals, staying true to your path. Life is full of distractions. Toxic people, negativity, and unproductive situations often act as obstacles on the path to your goals. But when you focus on your objectives with clarity and determination, these distractions fade into the background. Staying true to your path requires the discipline to align your energy with what truly matters and the wisdom to let go of everything else. Imagine walking a tightrope. Every step forward demands balance and focus. If you let your attention drift to the noise below, you risk losing your footing. The same principle applies to life. Toxic people often seek to pull you off your tightrope, distracting you with criticism, doubt, or unnecessary drama. But when your eyes remain fixed on your goals, their attempts to derail you lose power. Focusing on your goals begins with knowing your why. Ask yourself, why is this goal important to me? How does it align with my values? When your goals are rooted in purpose, they become a compass, guiding you through distractions and difficulties. Toxic encounters may momentarily shake your confidence, but your commitment to your purpose will keep you moving forward. The Stoics believed in controlling what you can and ignoring what you cannot. Toxic people fall into the category of things you cannot control. You can't stop them from being who they are, but you can choose how much space they occupy in your life. By channeling your energy into meaningful goals, you reclaim your time and mental clarity, leaving little room for negativity. Focusing on goals also acts as a shield against self-doubt. Toxic people may try to sow seeds of insecurity by questioning your abilities or intentions. But when you measure your progress against your own milestones, not their opinions, you become immune to their influence. Their words lose their sting because your sense of worth is tied to your actions and growth, not their judgments. Consider an archer aiming for a target. They can't control the wind or the noise around them, but they can control their stance, their breath, and their aim. Toxic people are like gusts of wind. They may shift the environment, but they cannot stop you from hitting your target if you remain focused. Staying true to your path doesn't mean ignoring toxic people altogether. Sometimes their actions may reveal important lessons or areas where you need to strengthen your boundaries, but it does mean refusing to let their negativity dictate your direction. When distractions arise, remind yourself of your long-term vision. Visualize the life you're building and the person you're becoming. Every step you take toward your goal is a step away from the chaos others might try to bring into your life. In the end, your goals are not just about achievement, they're about fulfillment, purpose, and growth. By staying focused, you protect your path from unnecessary detours. Toxic people may try to pull you off course, but your dedication to your journey ensures you stay grounded, centered, and unstoppable. Number 7. Detachment. Letting go without losing yourself. Detachment is often misunderstood as indifference or apathy, but true detachment is an act of strength and balance. It's the ability to let go of what you cannot control without losing your compassion or sense of self. When dealing with toxic people, detachment allows you to protect your peace without becoming cold or emotionally distant. It's about recognizing that their negativity is not yours to carry. Picture a bird flying through a storm. The rain falls around it, the winds howl, but the bird continues its path, unshaken. Detachment gives you the same power to navigate difficult situations without letting them weigh you down. It allows you to engage with life fully, but without becoming entangled in every negative interaction. Toxic individuals often thrive on creating emotional chaos, drawing you into their world of blame, manipulation, or hostility. Detachment helps you observe their behavior without being consumed by it. Instead of reacting impulsively to their words or actions, you pause and remind yourself, "This is their storm, not mine." The Stoics often spoke of controlling what lies within your power, your thoughts, actions, and responses, and letting go of what does not. Detachment embodies this principle. It's not about avoiding or suppressing emotions, but about acknowledging them, understanding their source, and deciding not to let them control you. Detachment also involves letting go of the need for validation. Toxic people may try to undermine you or seek to control your emotions, but when you detach from their opinions, their power diminishes. You no longer feel the need to prove yourself or win their approval. Your sense of worth remains rooted in your values, not their perception. This process isn't easy. It requires practice and patience, especially if you're someone who naturally invests deeply in relationships. But detachment doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you care in a way that preserves your well-being. You can acknowledge someone's struggles without making them your own. You can extend kindness without overextending yourself. Detachment also helps you recognize when it's time to step away. Some toxic situations or relationships may not improve despite your best efforts. Detaching allows you to make these decisions without guilt or fear, prioritizing your peace and mental health. One practical way to practice detachment is through mindfulness. When confronted with negativity, pause and ask yourself, "What am I feeling? Why am I feeling this way? Is this mine to hold?" This reflection creates space between you and the situation, giving you clarity to respond thoughtfully. Over time, detachment becomes a natural part of your emotional toolkit. Toxic words and actions will feel less like personal attacks and more like passing storms. You'll find yourself lighter, freer, and more resilient. In embracing detachment, you don't lose yourself. You rediscover your strength. You learn to protect your heart while remaining open to life's beauty. You let go of the unnecessary burdens others try to place on you, standing firm in your truth and purpose. Letting go isn't giving up. It's choosing peace over chaos, strength over struggle, and self-respect over toxicity. Number 8, empathy with boundaries. Compassion. Without overextending, empathy is one of the most beautiful qualities a person can possess. It allows us to connect with others, understand their struggles, and offer support in times of need. However, when dealing with toxic people, empathy without boundaries can quickly become a double-edged sword. If overextended, it can leave you emotionally drained, frustrated, and even resentful. That's why mastering empathy with boundaries is essential. It lets you show compassion without compromising your own well-being. Imagine empathy as a flame in a lantern. When the glass of the lantern is intact, the flame shines brightly, illuminating its surroundings. But without the protective glass, the flame is vulnerable to winds and storms. Boundaries are like that glass. They preserve the strength and warmth of your empathy while shielding it from being extinguished by negativity. Toxic individuals often exploit the empathetic, drawing them into their emotional chaos. They may repeatedly share their problems, expect constant support, or manipulate your kindness to serve their own interests. Empathy without boundaries leaves you open to being pulled into their world. Before you know it, their issues overshadow your peace, leaving you feeling overwhelmed. So how do you balance compassion with self-protection? It starts with recognizing the difference between supporting someone and solving their problems for them. Offering a listening ear or words of encouragement is healthy empathy. But taking on their emotional burdens or making their struggles your own crosses into overextension. You can care deeply for someone while still maintaining enough distance to protect your energy. The next step is setting clear limits. For example, if someone continually comes to you with complaints but shows no interest in solutions, it's okay to step back. You might say, "I understand what you're going through, but I don't think I'm the right person to help you with this." Have you thought about seeking advice from someone else? This isn't shutting them out, it's redirecting their energy to a more constructive path. The Stoics emphasized the importance of focusing on what you can control. While you can empathize with someone's struggles, you can't fix their life or change their mindset. Empathy with boundaries means offering kindness and understanding without taking responsibility for outcomes you can't control. Another important aspect of empathy with boundaries is self-care. You can't pour from an empty cup. To continue being compassionate toward others, you must prioritize replenishing your own emotional reserves. This might mean taking time for prayer, meditation, or hobbies that bring you joy. It might also mean limiting your exposure to individuals who consistently drain your energy. Practicing empathy with boundaries doesn't make you selfish, it makes you wise. It ensures that your compassion remains a source of strength rather than a weakness that others can exploit. When you respect your limits, you teach others to respect them too. Finally, remember that boundaries aren't walls, they're bridges. They allow you to connect with others in a healthy, sustainable way. By practicing empathy with boundaries, you not only protect your peace, but also empower others to take responsibility for their own growth. Compassion doesn't mean sacrificing yourself. It means offering light to others while ensuring your own flame continues to burn brightly. Number 9, choosing your battles. Not every fight is worth fighting. In life, you will encounter situations where you're tempted to defend your honor, prove a point, or retaliate against someone's toxic behavior. But not every confrontation is worth your time, energy, or peace of mind. Mastering the art of choosing your battles is essential to maintaining your emotional and mental well-being. Think of your energy as a precious resource. Every argument, rebuttal, or debate you engage in is like spending that resource. Ask yourself, is this worth my time? Will this bring me closer to my goals, or will it only leave me drained? Many conflicts, especially those with toxic individuals, are traps designed to pull you into their chaos. Choosing your battles is about refusing to play their game. Toxic people often thrive on conflict. They may bait you with criticism, provoke you with insults, or manipulate you into defending yourself. Engaging with them often leads to frustration because their goal isn't resolution, it's control. By refusing to engage in unnecessary battles, you take away their power and protect your peace. The Stoics believed in focusing on what you can control. When faced with a potential conflict, pause and ask yourself, what can I truly influence here? Will engaging with this person or issue lead to a meaningful outcome, or am I reacting out of ego or anger? Often you'll realize that walking away is the wisest choice. However, choosing your battles doesn't mean avoiding all confrontation. Some situations require you to stand your ground. For example, if someone crosses a boundary or threatens your well-being, addressing the issue firmly and calmly is necessary. The key is to approach these moments with clarity and purpose, not impulsive emotion. When deciding whether to engage, consider these questions. Is this conflict worth my time and energy? Does this align with my values or long-term goals? Can I resolve this productively, or will it escalate further? Imagine you're on a journey toward a destination. Toxic people and situations are like roadblocks. Some you can bypass with ease, while others may require you to stop and clear the path. The goal is to keep moving forward without letting every minor obstacle slow you down. Choosing your battles also involves recognizing when silence is more powerful than words. Sometimes, the best way to disarm a toxic person is simply not to respond. When you refuse to engage, you deny them the reaction they seek. Silence can be a shield, protecting your peace and showing that their behavior doesn't control you. This practice requires patience and self-awareness. It's natural to want to defend yourself or correct someone who's wrong. But not every situation deserves your input. By stepping back and seeing the bigger picture, you save your energy for what truly matters: your growth, your goals, and your happiness. The Stoics taught that wisdom lies in knowing when to act and when to let go. Choosing your battles isn't about weakness or fear, it's about strength and discernment. It's about realizing that your peace is more valuable than winning an argument or proving a point. In the end, not every fight is a battle worth fighting. Toxic people may try to lure you into conflict, but you have the power to decide how you respond. By choosing your battles wisely, you protect your energy, maintain your focus, and continue moving forward, leaving the chaos behind. Number 10. Patience, the strength to endure. Patience is often seen as passive, a quiet act of waiting. But true patience, especially when dealing with toxic people, is an active and powerful virtue. It's the ability to endure discomfort, frustration, or negativity without losing your composure. Patience is not weakness, it's strength under control. Imagine yourself as a tree standing in the middle of a storm. The wind howls, the rain pours, and the branches sway. But the tree remains rooted steady and unbroken. This is the essence of patience. It doesn't mean ignoring the storm or pretending it's not there. It means staying grounded until the storm passes. Toxic individuals can test your patience like nothing else. Their negativity, criticism, or manipulative behavior can provoke immediate emotional responses: anger, frustration, or even despair. But reacting impulsively often feeds their toxic energy, escalating the situation. Patience, on the other hand, allows you to pause, reflect, and respond thoughtfully. The Stoics viewed patience as a form of wisdom. They believed that understanding the impermanence of life's challenges could help us endure them. Toxic encounters, no matter how intense, are temporary. Patience reminds you that storms don't last forever and that your inner peace can outlast any external chaos. Practicing patience starts with self-awareness. When someone's words or actions trigger you, take a moment to breathe and observe your emotions. Instead of reacting immediately, ask yourself, what's the best response in this situation? Will this matter in a day, a week, or a year? This pause helps you regain control, ensuring your actions align with your values rather than your emotions. Another key aspect of patience is perspective. Toxic people often act out of their own pain, insecurities, or unmet needs. While this doesn't excuse their behavior, it can help you see their actions as a reflection of their struggles, not yours. Viewing the situation through this lens allows you to respond with calmness rather than hostility. Patience also involves setting realistic expectations. Toxic individuals rarely change overnight. Expecting immediate improvements or perfect behavior will only lead to frustration. Instead, focus on what you can control: your boundaries, your reactions, and your mindset. By managing your expectations, you reduce the emotional toll these interactions can take. In moments of extreme difficulty, remind yourself of the bigger picture. What are your long-term goals? How does this situation fit into your journey? Patience helps you stay focused on what truly matters, refusing to let temporary setbacks derail your progress. Patience doesn't mean tolerating mistreatment or ignoring toxic behavior. It means responding with strength, grace, and resilience. Sometimes patience involves waiting for the right moment to address an issue. Other times, it means walking away when you've done all you can. The beauty of patience is that it grows with practice. Each time you choose to pause instead of reacting, each time you endure with calmness instead of frustration, you build your capacity for patience. Toxic people may test you, but with patience, you rise above their negativity, preserving your peace and protecting your emotional energy. In the end, patience is not about enduring forever, it's about enduring wisely. It's the strength to face challenges with dignity, the grace to stay calm under pressure, and the wisdom to know that storms always pass. With patience, you become unshakable, grounded in your truth, and unbothered by the chaos around you. Number 11. Knowing when to walk away, protecting your well-being. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do in the face of toxicity is to walk away. While it may feel like giving up, choosing to leave a toxic situation or relationship is often an act of strength and self-respect. It's a declaration that your peace and well-being are non-negotiable. Walking away doesn't mean you're weak. In fact, it takes immense courage to recognize when something or someone is no longer serving your growth. It's about understanding that staying in a toxic environment can drain your energy, harm your mental health, and derail your progress. Protecting your well-being means prioritizing yourself and creating space for healthier relationships and opportunities. The Stoics believed in controlling what lies within our power and accepting what we cannot control. Toxic individuals often cannot be changed, no matter how much effort or compassion you invest. Walking away is not about rejecting them as people. It's about accepting that their behavior is beyond your influence and choosing to protect your inner peace. Recognizing when to walk away begins with self-awareness. Ask yourself, does this relationship or situation uplift me, or does it drag me down? Am I constantly compromising my values and boundaries to maintain this connection? Have I tried everything within reason to improve this situation? If the answers point toward negativity or imbalance, it may be time to step back. Walking away isn't about shutting the door in anger, but closing it gently, knowing that some paths are not meant to be traveled any further. Walking away can take many forms. It might mean cutting ties with someone who repeatedly disrespects your boundaries. It might mean leaving a workplace that compromises your values or distancing yourself from social environments that drain your energy. It could even mean redefining your relationship with yourself, letting go of self-critical thoughts or toxic habits that hold you back. The process can be painful, especially if the toxic person or situation is deeply ingrained in your life. You may feel guilt, fear of the unknown, or a sense of loss. But remind yourself that walking away is not a rejection of the past, it's an embrace of the future. It's about making room for peace, growth, and positivity. The beauty of walking away is that it creates space for new beginnings. When you remove toxicity from your life, you open yourself to relationships and experiences that align with your values and aspirations. You gain clarity, energy, and the freedom to pursue what truly matters. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus said, "Freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control." Walking away is an act of reclaiming your freedom. It's a reminder that you are not obligated to stay in any situation that harms your well-being. In the end, knowing when to walk away is about honoring yourself. It's about recognizing your worth, prioritizing your peace, and choosing a life that nurtures you rather than drains you. Walking away is not defeat, it's liberation. It's a step toward a brighter, healthier, and more fulfilling future. Conclusion: embrace the strength within to rise above. Toxic people and challenging situations are an inevitable part of life, but how we respond to them defines who we are and determines the quality of our lives. Through the principles we've explored, self-awareness, forgiveness, emotional stability, boundaries, patience, and more, you've gained the tools to navigate negativity with wisdom, grace, and resilience. The Stoics taught us that we can't control others, but we can control how we respond. This understanding is your greatest power. You don't have to let toxic people dictate your happiness or derail your journey. Instead, you can build an unshakable inner foundation, fortified by clarity, purpose, and self-respect. Remember, it's not about avoiding toxic people or pretending they don't exist. It's about cultivating the strength to remain grounded, the wisdom to choose your battles, and the courage to walk away when necessary. These choices are not acts of surrender, they're declarations of self-worth. Life will always have its storms, but with the principles of Stoic wisdom, you don't have to be swept away. Like a deeply rooted tree or a steadfast mountain, you can remain calm and grounded, no matter how fierce the winds around you. Now it's your turn. Take what you've learned and apply it to your life. Start small, be patient with yourself, and watch as your inner peace grows stronger with each challenge you overcome. Toxicity may exist, but it doesn't have to control you. You are the master of your mind, the architect of your peace, and the protector of your well-being. The journey to a calmer, more resilient life begins today. Take the first step. Protect your peace, live with purpose, and rise above the chaos.